And Cam, let's take a look at his stats this year, gentlemen, comparing them to his MVP season in 2015 through the first 8 games. Not too shabby. Guys, is this the best season that we have seen him play in his career? I'm a fan of hyperbole, but I kind of feel like it is.
It would be premature of me to say that. Story of my life.
Yes.
The numbers, fantastic. But that 2015 season was like the coolest season of my life. They were rock and roll. They were hip hop. There was something going on in that season that transcended the numbers. We can run all the stats and they say that Cam's having his best season. Until we get to a Super Bowl or at least the playoffs, I'm not saying it yet. Week 9, that 2015 season was for the ages.
Yeah.
Kyle, I mean,
you know what I mean? That was amazing.
They were doing the selfie photos with an entire offense.
The dab.
He was doing all that. That said, they were 15-1, and it was one of those years where it was like, let's just give it to the best guy, and he was the best guy, and then that was that. This year, it's such a packed house in the MVP conversation that if Cam can find a way into it and win this, I think it's almost more of an accomplishment than winning the MVP that season when your team is 15-1. He's having a great year this year. Yeah. I think the script is still written. And Cam, we've talked about it. Week 15, it's the Saints. Week 16, it's the Falcons. Week 17, it's the Saints. I am holding out judgment. If he dominates those games, Cam might be our MVP.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm looking at Cam. We have to keep this in mind. Last year, he was a little banged up going into the season.
Yeah.
Previous to that, there were certain injuries. Guys getting traded, Kelvin Benjamin going. So he's dealt with a lot over the last few years since being our MVP. I will say this, though. When Cam first got in the league, he was like the little kid at the family barbecue that you would say, hey, dance for everybody. And he would smile and do his dance, and he entertained everybody in the room. And then he went through some ups and downs. He had people being critical of his play, some of the things he did off the field. And then Cam had to hit the reset button. And there was a moment where he wasn't entertaining us, and he wasn't smiling all the time. And I feel like he understands the highs and lows and the criticism of the game. Now he's focused on just being the best football player, which means he's better than he was before. So, yes, I'll say he is playing better.
And they've lost more games, like you said, than they already this year than they did that entire season. I will say that he's a better passer this year. Does that make sense, just the way that he's passing the ball more than that MVP year? And you look at the additions that they made that are paying off finally. Sure. Last 2 years, they took 2 first-rounders and a second-rounder to add Curtis Samuel, Christian McCaffrey. Both of those guys can operate in the screen game. And then, of course, you also add DJ Moore. So I feel like as a passer, this is his best season of his career, given what the front office has done.
And the offense and the creativity around that passing game. You're right, Ken.
Love that.